went.
Yeah, and it was funny because you were like, you're like, well, you know, depending on how I feel after,
Right.
I'll see if I can make it. And then once I saw the fight, I was like, oh, he's definitely gonna make it. Yeah.
Well, it's a fight. You don't know what's gonna happen. It could be nice and quick, or it can be long and hard. So you never know.
Because how long? Okay, I don't know that much about UFC. Each round is what, like 5 minutes. Yeah. But when you're like in a round when it starts, does the 5 minutes feel fast or slow? Like when you're in there, or does it just depend on the fight?
It just depends. If you're getting your ass whooped, it feels like 10 hours.
Yeah.
If it's a back and forth fight, it just goes by. If it's easy, you know, time doesn't matter. So you never know until you actually fight, because you prep yourself, you have a strategy, you're in shape, you're ready to go. But you will find out on fight. Anything can happen. It's a fight. It's not like you can plan it, but things can go anyway.
Yeah, totally. Once you get in the ring, it's like everything you've prepared for, you don't know if that's even going to happen.
You don't know. Like, it's like you have a game plan. Like Mike Tyson used to say, you have a game plan until you get punched in the face.
Yeah.
So it's kind of true. Like, things, you gotta be able to adjust in the fly. So it's a fight.
So would you consider this most recent fight like easy, or do you still feel like it took a lot out of you?
I feel every single camp leading to the fight.
What does that mean?
The training camp.
Oh, okay.
Like the weeks prior to the fight. Like, you put everything. You're training hard. You're cutting weight. You're hurting your body a little bit. Even if you're resting, recovery the best you can. Are you doing anything you can to recovery? It's still taking something from you.
Yeah.
But win the fight, do something, I don't know, inside that it's easier to rebuild. It's easy to keep going. You know, when you lose after training that hard, it's like, you know, something's for sure gone.
Yeah.
So that's why when you prep, you work so hard to win the fight.
Yeah. And how do you balance like training so hard leading up to a fight and like staying in healthy condition for the fight? Because I feel like training could take it out of you so much the same way that a fight would. So like, how do you stay like feeling healthy and like fit before you actually do the fight?
There's a couple of things I really take really seriously, like my diet.
Yeah.
Everything is clean year round.
Are you vegan?
No.
Okay.
I eat a shit lot of meat.
Okay.
But I do a lot of vegetables.
Yeah.
Like I could easily be half because I do like a lot of veggies, a lot of protein, good fats, good starch, like, which means carbs. But every single meal it's like planned. Like I talk to my nutritionist like weekly. We make a plan. We keep some weight on. So that's one part of everything, because good food make you feel good. Like protect my brain, keep my energy good. If I'm feeling weird or not low energy, they make adjustments. They're like, okay, add this, take this out. Doesn't matter what day is, what's going on. 10:30, phones are gone. I'm ready to. Yeah, I'm a full-time fighter. Like I'm not. I just don't take it seriously before the fight. It's the whole year. I try to sleep as much as I can because that's key.
Wait, so you go to bed like after 10:30?
10:30, I'm done. Like,
whoa, I need to do that. I'm on my phone, like just scrolling. Like my phone's this close to my face.
Oh, that's the worst.
And I'm just on there till like 2 a.m.
That's the worst.
It's so bad.
Yeah, your brain is getting beat up there because your eyes are like, you know, you got the screen there. I try to like, I really, you know, it's hard. You know, people call me, friends call me, family, and then you know, just social media.
Yeah.
But I try to like, when I start seeing like 8:30, 9:30, I start like, you know, putting like airplane mode and leave it away or turn it off. Sometimes I just leave it in the car. It's better because it's far. So I'm like, you know, families in the house. There's no calls that I need to take, you know, and then that's one part, you know. But then I do a lot of like hyperbaric chambers. That's like oxygen for my body. Like I try to keep it. I invest in my career a lot so I can be the best it can, because
it obviously pays off because your last like 6 or 7 fights have all been amazing.
Yeah, they're good. But that's the thing. Like when I tell people like it's like what click on you to make you have succeed lately. I'm like just be all in. And when I say all in, is diet, it's sleep, it's a recovery part, because there's machines that help you recover, like the hyperbaric, and there's many other things like ice bath, cryotherapy, sauna. So I do it all. I really do it all, and I just fucking go hard in training.
And do you get the nutritionist like through the UFC and stuff like that, or like through like fighting, or is that just like you do your own research, you find a nutritionist because you know that that's important for you?
Well, this company I work with is called Perfecting Athlete. They work with many like high level UFC fighters. They work with former champions, so they got figured it out for an athlete, for a fighter, for somebody that is taking punches. So they feed you in a way that you have energy, your brain is protected. At least myself, when I talk to them, I ask them to feed me in a way I'm high energy, but everything goes to my brain, like good fats and stuff like that, because this is what takes the most damage. You get punched in the head weekly. Yeah. So
have you noticed anything happening with like your brain?
Not really. Yeah. But I really try to focus on recovery a lot. Like how I eat, what I put in my meals, or like, how I cook the meat. Everything is like, good oils, good fats, just to keep the brain healthy.
Do you like go to the doctor a lot to like make sure everything's like pumping?
I don't get checked that much, but I do a lot of stuff like the hyperbaric stuff like that are for the brain.
Is it mandatory to get checked after a fight?
Well, they check you kind of like they see and they give you like a 30-day suspension or whatever. For this fight it was quick, so they give me a 2-week suspension. Yeah. So this week I'm not going to the gym. I'm not training, but I'm surfing every day. Yeah. So to keep my body active.
Yeah. It's so crazy. People are probably wondering how I know you and how I convinced you to come onto this podcast. Do you want to tell the story about how we met?
Yeah,
do you remember?
Yeah, okay, cool. It was when I fought.
That'd be really awkward if you're like, this is our first time meeting.
Yeah, like I'd never see you before.
I'd be like, you need to get another brain scan.
So I was getting to the arena in Vegas, to T-Mobile Arena.
I think it was 259. I could no. Oh.
No. I fought 252.
I'm living in the future.
It was when John Jones fought Thiago Santos. I don't remember the exact number, but
that was the Ben Askren fight too.
Yeah, when he get fucking starched.
Knocked out.
My boy Street Jesus put him out.
That was crazy.
Yeah, I talked to Street Jesus a couple days ago. He was pretty fucking happy.
He's my hair icon. I love his hairstyles.
I have my hair pretty long.
I know, I like this. I feel like you copied me on this one.
I copy a lot of people with the colors, but my hair was long. I was going for baby Jesus, and when the quarantine started, I shaved. I was like, fuck it. But well, going back to the story, my UFC chauffeur, because they put one chauffeur for each team, so he dropped us in the arena, and then you and Joe came. Joe introduced us. Yeah. And then
that was Anthony likes fighting and all of that stuff. I've never been into it. It always freaked me out. I never saw the point. I thought it was like people just really like violence, and they're like people who are sad and just like want to see people be like complete savages. And so I just never enjoyed it. Like I'd go to parties and watch it with other people, but that's just because I like chips and dip and pizza.
Me too.
Yeah. So so then I did my first show ever like outside of LA with Joe. And we were at the theater in Vegas or whatever. And I think, didn't you go to the show or no?
No.
Oh, okay. Never mind. But we get to the arena and like Joe has to get there early to like get the suit on, do interviews, whatever. And he introduced me to you, and I don't know who you are, But he was like, that's a fighter. And so all of a sudden I was like, he's a fighter. And so I'm all like jazzed up, and you're like, I like your shoes, or I said that to you or something. And I was just like so excited.
Yeah, I had some Nike, the low dunks.
I think it was Vans. I think it was like cool Vans.
No, they were Nikes, but they were pretty colorful.
Oh, okay.
Actually, I had it on when I went to surf, and then I changed it to different ones.
But I remember you had really cool shoes on. You were the only fighter that I met going in there. And so when I saw your fight, I was like, I know him. Like he's going to win,
I made it like 2 minutes ago. He's gonna win.
Yeah. And then you did win, and I was like, that wouldn't have happened if I wasn't here, because I was like the luck, you know.
Lucky
That's
charm.
what I like to think. But obviously, you're very talented. You've worked very hard.
Thank you. Yeah.
To get where you're at. But that was so cool to see it. And so after I went and like saw it in person up close, I was like, I had changed my mind about fighting, because I realized like how much of an art form it is, and how much the fighters like train for it and put on the line for it. And it's like not just about like blood and that's a fun part of it.
It is pretty fun, but there's a lot behind.
Yeah, because then I started taking jiu-jitsu after that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You still training?
No. No, I did it for like 2 months, and I was like, I'm not going to be Chito. I don't need to do this. It was fun though, but it's so technical.
It is. Like jiu-jitsu, it's one of the things that I enjoy the most, because it's just like, if you don't follow the steps, there's no way to rush it. You're going to get choked out, you're going to get amber, so you need to be able to sit and just like let it go little by little. I remember when I was a white belt, I was all crazy.
You were a white belt?
I started as a white belt.
It's crazy to like picture you just being like, what's this move?
Oh yeah, and then
when did you start?
10 years ago.
Oh, is that like kind of late, or like when do people normally start training?
It depends. Like Randy Couture, he was a wrestler, and he started fighting when he was like 36, and he became yes, but older days. Yeah. But he's still becoming a UFC champion. I started training when I was 16, which is late.
Yeah.
But, you know, nowadays you have kids that they started when they were 7, and now they're like pro fighters.
Yeah. I think what's important, no matter, and that's the same with comedy, people will always be like, oh, you're so lucky you started when you were young. You know, I was like 19. They're like, you're so lucky you started when you were young. And I'm like, it doesn't matter when you start. It matters like what you do when you start.
It's the work ethic that you put leading to where do you want to go? Everything like that, yeah.
So what, were you born in Ecuador?
Yes.
Okay, and then when did you move out here?
I moved out here 4 years ago. No, almost 5 years ago.
Oh, really? That's it?
Yeah.
Damn. So you were training in Ecuador?
Yeah, with almost zero sources.
Really?
It was myself, couple friends.
Yeah.
Like not really coaches. Like I have.
So you were just doing like backyard training, essentially.
Kind of. Yeah. Like when I get to the UFC, I knew I wasn't ready, but it was my only chance.
Yeah.
So like experts says like in this sport, it's hard to learn in the road because you're gonna get fucked up in the road.
Yeah.
I kind of learned the road, which I would say I'm lucky.
Yeah.
Because I didn't get killed somehow.
Yeah. That's crazy. And so going from Ecuador to here and starting in Ecuador, what made you, oh my God, the way I said Ecuador sounded so redneck. I was like, Ecuador. Did you just move out here because this is where everything's at and like it just felt like the place to be? Yeah.
Basically, because there's not really training out there. It's like there is coaches of different art, but in separate. Yeah. There is not like a team that they put it together. It's just like it's like the old days, but you cannot fight with the elite from there.
Yeah.
It's gonna be really hard.
Yeah. So when you go back to Ecuador, is everyone like, Chito? Are you like
wild.
A legend?
It's pretty wild.
Yeah.
Like I went 3 fights ago, and it's cool.
Yeah.
It's fucking cool. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But it's hard to go somewhere.
It's kind of nice having that. Like, you know, you could have that, like, if you wanted to go back and just feed the ego and feel like a rock star and be like, you know, lean into it.
That's the thing. If you kind of like start enjoying that and forget what really is gonna make you win.
Yeah.
You know, if you play tennis, you're gonna lose the game. You're gonna get fucked up in my job if you start forgetting about the work and just hanging out. So
does that happen a lot? Do you see that happen a lot?
I've been through the years. I'm a nerd, so I watch every single fighter. I'm really a nerd, and I do also UFC commentary for Spanish. So,
I saw that because you were doing commentary when you were also fighting.
Yes, and I do it. I'm gonna do it next week.
Oh, where is it?
It's in Bergman.
Oh, okay.
The studios. So I'm a nerd, and then I see so many careers of guys that, like, they start doing well, they get promotion, they become famous, all of a sudden they get fucked.
Yeah.
Like they just start getting killed. And, that's enough example for me to don't fuck up.
Yeah. And is it important? I think it's so great that you're also commentating, because I imagine it's probably hard once a fighter stops fighting to find another source of income, or like just even sense of like purpose.
Yeah, that's true. A lot of fighters, Michael Jordan said something that hit me pretty good. He was saying something in his show that he wanted to stop playing 2 years before he couldn't really play.
Yeah.
And so he retired in good terms. Some fighters retire, they get KO, then they get finished, then they get KO, then they get submitted, they get fucked up. So it's like, dude, it's enough for you. You cannot fight anymore. Once you can fight, you become fragile. Like you're tough. We know that you're badass, but somebody touch you and you just go to sleep.
Yeah.
So I'm planning to do the same thing. Once I feel like I'm a year away from being done. See ya.
Yeah. Was this your first co-main event?
Yeah.
Fight?
It was my first co-main event.
That's so exciting. Do you have to like ignore that it's your first co-main event and just be like, this is just like any other fight?
I believe that's a good thing about me. I don't give a fuck where I am.
Yeah, you just want to fight.
Once the cage is locked, I'm gonna try to fuck you up.
Do they actually lock the cage?
Yeah, they put like a metal thing.
Jesus.
So the cage don't open if you're in that part of the cage.
Yeah, so, I mean that makes sense.
To me it's more like I just fucking like to fight.
Yeah.
And I prepare so hard because I love winning.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool to win. So I'm like, fuck that. I'm gonna push myself in a way. There's nothing that is gonna make me doubt about myself.
Yeah.
And that's what I've been doing lately. And yeah, there was a lot of media. There was a lot of like pressure and the guy talking. And I was like,
that's become such a thing now. The shit talking before a fight.
I believe Conor made that popular, but there's some OGs like the Diaz brothers, Michael Bisping, Charles Sonnen was more like a character.
Yeah.
It was more like a fake shit talk, but it was still funny.
Yeah.
And then nowadays, a couple kids try to do that, but it's hard to be somebody that is not you.
Yeah.
Because you're gonna find out. Like same thing that happened to my last opponent. He find out.
Didn't he make? I thought he was just doing clown hair because he looked goofy. But someone messaged me saying that he did Ecuador colors.
Well, the fight before mine, he did clown hair.
Oh, okay.
So for my fight, he did my country color.
Got it.
Which a lot of people get offended. Like I would say thousands of messages of people getting so upset. I was like, guys, fuck off.
Upset at you or him?
Him. But they were putting the pressure on me. Like, oh, now you have to fuck him up. I'm like, hey, calm down. I got enough.
You're like, I'm going to fuck him up regardless.
Yes. Even if he do America colors.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. So I was like, in that sense, I'm pretty chill. Like, nothing gets under my skin. Like, he was talking wild. His coach was talking wild.
Does that happen a lot when you're fighting someone and they're talking? Because I feel like if you're fighting, you wouldn't want to waste your breath.
I like to talk actually in the cage.
Really? What do you say? You're like, what are you getting to eat after this?
For example, when we're in the cage, I kick his leg and I saw him wobbling before I stopped him. And I was like, oh, that fucking hair, huh? That hurt you, huh? It's okay. I give you time. And I can see his face. He was like, fuck, this guy he came for real.
Yeah.
Because what really happened lately in the UFC is like, let's see, I'm talking a lot of shit. My opponent basically eat all that shit, and then when they walk into the cage, they're like, oh fuck, I'm fighting against this guy that is tough, he's talking shit, he's in my head. I'm different. Like, I'm meaning it. I'm different. Like, somebody talks shit to me, I'm like, I can say some wild shit. I get in trouble before, like, the UFC texts me like, hey, you have to delete that tweet. I'm like, oh, okay.
Oh, really?
So I'm not gonna talk. If I'm gonna talk shit, I'm gonna go deep.
But doesn't John Jones talk a lot of crazy shit? I feel like there's some tweets that he should have deleted.
Right. But I will say this.
Okay.
I have a smaller name, so they can come after me. But there was this kid calling me out, and I was just like, saying all the words that we cannot say. And I was like, you blah 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 blah. And then the UFC texts me like, dude, you cannot say that. I'm like, okay, I'm sorry. I'm a nice guy. God bless. But if I'm gonna talk shit, I'm gonna go deep.
Yeah.
And then when we talked before I came here, I was telling you like I plan what I'm gonna say. Like prior the fight, like comedians.
Yeah.
If you laugh when you're making the line, I write it down. So I was waiting until when in my media day before the fight, at some point they have to ask me, is him getting under your skin? And I was like, thank God. And I was like, no. I said something. At the end I was like, he cannot get under my skin. My skin is thicker than his mom.
Yeah.
That become a fucking line. Everybody was laughing.
It was so good. So many people sent that to me. And I was like, I need to ask Chito about that. Where did the nickname Chito come from?
My mom started calling me like that when I was a kid. Oh. Because my middle name is Andres. So when I was a kid, they asked me, what's your name? I was like, Andre Chito.
Oh, cute.
Like a pussy.
Yeah.
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 And then my brother, somebody asked my brother where Chito came from. He's like, he was a pussy when he was a kid. I was like, man.
Were you?
Well, basically, if I'm saying like that, my name is Andre Chito.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're a pussy.
Yeah. Do you think that's why you got into fighting?
No, I get into fighting. It was weird. Like, I don't grow up in this tough family or they were acting like gangsters. My family is just normal. Yeah. Everybody go to school, them college, they pray on Sundays. They're normal people.
Yeah.
I was fucking wild. Like, I would like buy fake tattoos, those are like tattoos that you put with water. I would cover my whole body in tattoos, my whole body. I would get into fights in the street with the kids from the street. I would like be playing soccer with there's a lot of poor, like literally poor kids that lives in the street in Ecuador. I would like play with them all day after school, and we were getting in fist fights at the end. And it was every day.
Yeah.
And I was a mess in the school, a mess growing up, going to jail for fighting in the street. So
whoa.
I just like fighting somehow.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know why.
Yeah, I realized that when I was doing jiu-jitsu, I just don't like fighting. I don't like confrontation. And so every time I would like do a drill with someone, I didn't know how to like give it my all because I'm like, well, I don't want to hurt them.
I was different. When I started training, I was like, it was like a fight every day for me. Like I was 17, I was going to the gym and I was thinking, that motherfucker beat me yesterday. I have to kill him today. Like I had a plan. Like I would ride them and if somebody beat me, I would be like, hey, I want to go with you. Yeah. The round was over. I'm like, can we please go again? I don't know. I'm an idiot.
So you just love it.
I love it. I love the competition. I hate losing. And I will do anything to win. Like, I train hard, like really hard. So I take it seriously.
Yeah, I think that's great. Yeah, I can't fight. I want to like get into an accidental fight. That way I can like see what I like really have in me. Like when I get really mad, like if I would do that. I almost got into a fight at the skate park. There was a homeless lady with a bag of like tools, like wrenches and hammers. And she was like coming up to me. But you know how sometimes homeless people, they're like, if you just ignore them, they won't do anything. Yeah, she did not. And so she starts like swinging her bag at me. And I was like, this is my time to like practice. And then all I did was this to like create a barrier between us. And I ran away. So
you should grab the skateboard and hit it with the tracks.
My skateboard was on the other side of the park. I fucked up.
You fucked up.
And even thinking about potentially hitting her, even if my life was in danger, I feel bad. Do you ever, because I watch, this is the dumbest, most annoying thing to say, and I know that people who actually like fighting are going to hate me, but whenever I watch fights, is there ever a point where you're like, ooh, I really hurt them, like, oh no, or are you just like...
Well, maybe some fighters are like I saw fighters before like hitting somebody, and the referee's not stopping on time, and they want to stop.
Yeah.
My case... If the referee don't get in between me and you, I'm gonna kill you. Like I have no stopping me. Why? Because it's my job. It's my job. It's my job to hit you until the referee. And then if I'm in the other side of the decision and somebody's hitting me, I will take it. I won't bitch about it. I'll be like, good job, dude. Referee, fuck you.
Yeah. Before you came on, I was watching your old fights and stuff, and I was watching the most recent one, and it was the calf kick that really, like, took him out. And I was, in my head, I was like, I kind of want Chito to kick me in the calf. I don't. But I'm like, how does it hurt that bad? I'm like, my sister's kicked me in the calf before. Like, I didn't fall over.
This is like, this is how I think. It sounds stupid, but every time I'm throwing a kick, I'm telling myself, break your leg on his leg. And then it works. All of a sudden works.
Oh my god.
But then look, what happened in these last fights is like basically if somebody punch you, like somebody punch you and you don't get KO, you just took it.
Yeah.
But sometimes somebody punch you and you went out cold, you're sleeping. You know, he kicked me in the leg and then I kick him back, but looks like my leg was stronger and I hit him in the right spot because I hit right behind the knee. There's no meat there.
Yeah.
So that nerve shut down.
Yeah.
And then after that, his leg was just wobbled, and then
What's your favorite move? Like, do you like kicking? What's your is specialty the right word? Like, what do you enjoy the most or want to do when you fight?
started being a jiu-jitsu guy with a lot of kicks. I would take proud on my kicks are pretty strong, and then but then lately I've been working my boxing with a really good coach. So now I'm putting it together. Now I'm able to punch to kick. Before it was just like I was kind of like slapping to kick.
Yeah.
Now I can sit down and like crack you. So the best feeling is crack you with a punch, and then when you cover up, don't see the kick coming.
Yeah.
It's pretty fucking sweet because it hurts.
They use a lot of the same judges, don't they? Because I always see that one big black dude with the
Herb Dean?
Long hair.
Yeah.
He's like legendary, right?
Yeah, he's one of the best judges, referees out there. Like when he came to the locker room, because they came to the locker room to ask you if you know the rules, blah blah blah. Even if you know, they come anyways. And then when I saw him coming through the door, I was like, I'm so fucking glad you're my referee, because some referees sucks.
Yeah,
like they really suck.
Yeah.
So when they came in, you're like, I don't want this motherfucker.
Yeah,
but it is what it is.
Yeah.
So when I saw him, I was like, Herb, good man. I'm happy you're here.
Yeah.
Because it's good.
He's good. He's really good. Someone asked, what's the worst injury you've had? Have you been knocked out?
No. Thank God, no.
That'd be so scary. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I haven't until today. But I feel like the reason didn't happen is not because I'm special. I guess it's because going to the fight, I accept anything.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's time. Like what I told to myself is time to die.
Yeah.
And when I'm saying that, it's not like I'm gonna go broke and try to lose a fight. But I also accept anything can happen. Like literally, like couple fights ago, like 6 fights ago, I throw a kick and I broke my foot.
Really?
Literally in the first round, because we both throw kicks at the same time, and my foot hit his shin, and then it was like.
So do you keep fighting?
I keep the whole fight.
Yeah.
And then when I was in the first round, I told one of my coaches, like, dude, my foot hurts. It might be broken. He's like, okay, calm down. Kick with the other one.
Yeah.
Like, try. But when I was kicking with the other one, I was stepping on my foot.
Yeah.
And I lost by decision that fight. But I never came out on the middle like, oh, I broke my foot like a little bitch.
Yeah.
No, fuck it. I lost the fight. Good job. Fuck off. But a lot of fighters, sometimes they fucking, something happened and they're
like
bitching
Sean.
out. Like Sean, yeah. Kind of.
Because, after Ben Askren got the flying knee to his fucking dome, he was just like, yeah, I lost. That sucked.
That's how you take it.
Yeah.
You have to. You have to just accept it. Like, and I believe that's the reason I'm so calm when I'm in the cage. Like, when I see my fights, I'm like, fuck, I'm so calm. Like, but it's not because, again, like, it's not like because I whatever.
You're just ready for anything.
I'm used to, when I'm in the locker room, I pray a little bit. I'm like, okay, fuck it, it's time to go. If you fucking die, you fucking die. If you fucking win, you fucking win. Like, if I know I wouldn't push myself the way I do and I wouldn't sacrifice so much, I would worry. But I did everything I could.
Yeah.
And I just let it go. I'm like, let's see what happens.
Do you think people have considered you an underdog?
Oh, my whole
career. Don't you think so? But don't you think that's also what makes you so great, is like having that like sense of like, I'm gonna show these people?
That goes kind of to the same thing, like when I don't care what my opponent or people say. Like if I've been favorite a little bit, like maybe 2 fights, but all the rest were underdogs. And in my head I'm like, I just don't fucking care. I don't read, like when Joe say a lot of this, don't read comments, it's bad for you. when I'm, it's impossible not to read it.
I know. Sometimes I read all of them after the podcast. I was like, what are people saying?
Yeah, that's bad. I don't do that. Like when I'm in social media, like I'm just in social media.
Yeah.
Like I'm like, fuck you, I hope your mom die. I'm just like this.
Yeah.
Love you, you're the best. I'm just like that. Like I don't make really a contact with anything.
Yeah.
Like I'm seeing it, but
you're not like taking it personally.
I never. I had people saying shit about the kids, and I'm like, I swear my face don't even change. I'm like,
yeah. I think I've gotten better at that because I think the more that you get that, the more you realize none of it matters.
But there's a lot of fucking idiots. Like there's like famous people that is like arguing, like they're going battles.
Yeah, on the comments.
And then when I see that, I if they're my friends, I'm like, yo, quit that shit. Yeah, like don't do it. Yeah. You know who you are. Like I see like that. Every time you answer to somebody like that, they're winning.
Yeah.
And you're fucking losing.
Yeah.
Even if you say something cool, like I'm just like
it still shows that you took the time to acknowledge it.
I don't block. I don't delete.
Yeah.
I leave it there.
Yeah.
If there's more fucking comments.
Yeah.
If a sponsor comes to my page, I got 1,000 comments. 900 are saying he sucks. Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
It's still 1,000 comments.
Yeah.
So fucking what's his name? I heard like Paris Hilton used to say that.
Yeah.
The more haters, the better. Fuck yeah.
I love that you like Paris Hilton.
It's not like I like it. I just hear what she say. She was cool, but at some point.
Yeah. Do your kids eat your diet, or do they have their own thing?
They eat pretty clean, but I heard like there's some crazy parents out there. Like they will only feed perfect the kids, and like I'm like, it is what it fucking is. If they want some sugar, I let them have it.
Yeah, when you're a kid, you can just bounce back. As long as it doesn't form like an unhealthy habit.
Yeah, of course. Like there's some kids, like I see sometimes kids that I open the fridge of my friend's dad, and it's all shit. It's literally garbage. I'm like, snacks, the food, all fried, all sugar, all fucked up, all cancer. And I'm like, yo, that's like once a week.
Yeah.
And you have your full fucking... My house is different. Like everything is clean. It's most likely vegetables and protein, and the snacks are all like clean snacks.
Do your kids like understand what you do?
A little bit. They haven't know the
Do you let them watch the fights or no?
They come to the fight.
They do?
They were in Vegas with me.
Were they excited, or they're just like getting nachos from the food bar?
At the beginning, yes. Now my son, like he's like the boy, he's getting more like, oh my, like he's finding out like, oh, my dad is somebody. Not just like my dad fight, but he see people like asking for pictures, or he's kind of like about to get like what I'm doing. My daughter, the older Anna, she get it, but she get nervous, so she kind of like ignore it.
Yeah.
And then the little one, the baby.
The baby's so little.
I guess she's gonna find out soon.
Cause how old is your oldest daughter?
Anna is 9 or 10. Oh, she's old now.
So you had her young.
I was 18.
Nice.
I was like, and then my wife was.
Cause how did you and your wife meet? Was she in Ecuador too?
We met in fucking 4th grade.
Really? Oh,
fucking
wild. So sweet.
Fucking wild. Like,
you guys are so cute.
It's like, that's a lot of fucking years.
Yeah.
How much is that? 4th grade.
I mean, but you guys weren't doing anything nasty in 4th grade, so it doesn't really count.
If she would let me try.
But yeah, she's super cute. I follow her on Instagram. I love her videos.
Yeah, she's a cool mom. She fucking works so hard because I'm a fucking moron.
Yeah.
I just fight. I give her all the rest for her.
Yeah. Do you get recognized a lot? I feel like UFC is one of those interesting things where it's like the people who watch it, I imagine, would be like fired up to see you.
Like before this fight, I was getting there. After this fight, I think I get there. So now, like I was in the water, and before this fight, people like couple persons would be like, "Oh, what's up, dude?" Now it's like, you're the guy that fucked up the clown. And I was like, oh, sweet. Yes, that's me.
Yeah.
So, once you fight common event in a pay-per-view card, it's just like they show you to the world.
Yeah. And you get more money if you win the fight, right? Is that how it goes?
You get double when you win the fight.
Okay.
Okay.
Does it matter how quickly you win?
Like, you have a contract. For example, you start... Like the standard UFC is like 8-8, 10-10, 20-20. So when you lose, you make half.
Yeah.
Like in the last fight, which I believe I won, and
I think so too.
And the judges, whatever, they screwed me over. I had half of my paycheck.
Yeah.
I was so mad.
Is it still a good paycheck though?
It's half.
Yeah.
Also, it's good, but at least I will receive it with honor if I get fucked up. I will like, yeah, whatever, I lost.
Yeah.
But everybody say I beat the guy. I know I beat the guy.
Yeah.
And then when the UFC came to me like, hey, I'm sorry. If you're sorry, send me the fucking full check.
Yeah. What was the breakdown of it? Like what do they do it? They do it in numbers, right?
Just fucking look, the judges that do MMA,
we don't want to talk about
MMA judging, they are garbage.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not kidding.
Yeah.
You can ask anybody.
Well, I've heard Joe talk about that a lot, right? Because doesn't he talk about that?
He talk about that.
I was like, did I just like say a secret that I shouldn't have said?
No, that's open. Like, the how they score the fights is terrible. There are judges that came from boxing. They don't really fucking know what they're doing.
Why don't they just get new judges? Can I be a judge? I want to be a judge.
I
would be biased. I would just be like, Chito won. They're like, he's not even fighting. I'm like, but I could feel his presence.
No, but you know what's crazy? Like, it's like they came from boxing, and sometimes they're not even watching the fight. They're like looking to the sky, and they're like, blue corner.
Yeah. Why does Halle Berry go to so many fights?
She's cool with Dana.
She's so cool. Oh, really? Is that what it is?
Oh, Dana know all the cool people.
I know. Because I remember I saw her and I was like, that's someone that I would never expect to see at a fight.
Yeah, there's a lot of like pretty fucking cool people that because of Dana and the people involved in the UFC, like they come to the shows and sometimes I'm like, oh, fuck, he's
Do you
cool.
meet them after?
I haven't met her. I haven't met any cool people yet.
Me?
Like, well, you... No, but like actors.
Yeah.
Let me see. I don't know. Yeah, I haven't been in the big shows. I've been in 3 pay-per-views. And then now it's not public.
Yeah.
So
do you like on the last fight, I keep bringing up the last fight, but it's fresh in my brain. When it's like a knockout in the first round, is part of you bummed? Like, do you want it to go longer so you can like do more? Because I feel like there's so much training that, like, although it's amazing that you win and you get the knockout, when it's in the first round and it's so quick, are you like, but I wanted to do this one thing that I've been really, like, practicing?
Some, like, not in this fight, like, I won, I was happy, but I feel like if you're a fighter that only win fights in the first round, you need to get to deep waters and go to the second and third just to feel what the experience is.
Yeah.
Since I've been doing everything like first round, second round, third round finishes or decisions sometimes, I'm like
you'll take the first round.
I take in and out quick. I can go home.
Yeah. What do you do after the fight?
I get pretty fucking drunk.
Really?
Oh yeah.
With who?
With my friends, my family.
Do you do it at someone's house or do you like go out?
I don't really like clubs.
Yeah.
I don't like too much people around.
Yeah.
I like people around me, like my friends.
Your friends, yeah.
But random people, I don't like people. I don't do too well with people. And then I do like to get fucked up.
Yeah.
Which is if I go to a club.
Well, because I imagine when you're training for the fight, you're probably not getting like fucked up.
Oh, I don't get fucked up at all.
Yeah, so then
I only get fucked up the day of.
Oh my god, I would love to see you next time you fight. I want to be invited to the after party because I just want to observe all these Ecuadorians just getting lit.
I'm pretty fun when I'm drunk.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm a good drunk, and then but we go like we make sure we have enough whiskey until we just light out.
Do you eat after? Do you like get catering?
I get some pizza and whiskey. That's it.
Just
I keep it simple.
Yeah, that's rad. That's so fun, man. You had to cut weight for this fight, right?
Shit, love.
Do you always have to cut weight before a fight?
Everybody does it.
Really?
And a lot, yeah.
So what do you have to do to cut weight?
You fucking sit in the sauna or you sit in the hot bath and you gotta lose 10, 15 pounds of water.
Are you so hungry?
Oh, you're miserable. You're dying.
So then I don't get how you have energy after cutting weight for so long. Is
Me
it just
neither.
like adrenaline?
I don't know who fucking put the rules. No, you recovery.
Yeah.
But look, Friday you make weight. So Thursday you start getting your...
Oh.
And then you fight Saturday. You have a day to recover. But still, you are fucking yourself up for nothing.
Yeah.
Whoever create weight cut is an idiot because... I would like to be like right now. I'm in my normal weight. I weigh like 153, 150. but then I have to do a massive cut to 135.
What? So you're losing 20 pounds?
Sometimes 25. Yes. It's fucking gross.
Is it? Whoa. I'm gonna need some tips after this.
Oh, trust me, you don't want to do the way we do it. We do it that's why I have like a professional.
Yeah.
That this lady sits down, watch me doing the whole thing. She picks me up. She's like, spoon of honey, pinch of salt. Like, hey, you're whatever. She won't let me reveal some secrets, but like.
Are you around your kids when you're cutting weight? Like, do they see you and
nobody's
they're like,
no.
Yeah.
It's if you never saw somebody cutting weight.
Because I was gonna say that would be traumatic.
Oh yeah, it will for sure. Like my brother came to my fight in LA. That was 3 years ago, and I told him like, hey, you wanna be in the weight cut? He's like, yeah, why not? I'm like, dude, it's gnarly. You're gonna see some darkness, like for real.
Yeah.
Like right now, I'm healthy, I'm normal.
Yeah.
But when I'm weighing 139, close to my weight, I'm soaked in. Like I have it's only skin and bones. My body's fucked up. I'm crawling in the ground. Like
Where do you do this?
In the hotel room.
Whoa.
It's a fucking trip. My brother, after he saw me doing that, he's like, what the fuck, dude?
Yeah.
And then you go the next day and fight like nothing happened.
Where does your mind go in those like last few pounds? Like I feel like I would start to like hallucinate.
Me personally, I don't talk.
Yeah.
The whole cut. Like 8-7 hours, I won't say one word. They ask me, how are you? I'm like this. Are you sure? Are you feeling overheat? You're feeling headache? You're feeling dizzy? I swear, I just focus so much that I'm like, I'm not even thinking. I'm not even talking inside. I'm just like, I'm complete dark.
Whoa,
it's
that's
fucked up.
So crazy.
It's hard. Yeah, it's a hard thing to do.
Damn. Okay, I'm gonna ask some questions that people sent in. Do you think I could fight?
Everybody can fight.
Look,
I used to get my ass whooped all the time in the streets.
I think I need to get hit, not by you, but I think I need to get hit in the face. I want to get hit in the face just to be like humbled one time.
Slap?
No, not on camera. Not on camera. But I do want to get into a fight. But nothing crazy. Like, I don't want to get, like, anything.
Let's find somebody in the street. Like, hey, $20, fight her.
Yeah.
We can find you.
Is it okay if I punch your hands after this? Because I want to show you my strength.
Oh, hands okay. Not my face.
Because I always do that whenever I'm around. Well, it's probably... Do people ask you that a lot? They're like, can I punch you?
People sometimes ask me, like, can you punch me in the arm? I'm like, fuck yeah, come here. I never just fucking...
Do you actually do it?
Oh, I drill the guy. If the guy asks me, I drill him.
Do you think if you punched my arm, like, at full capacity, I would... Like, what would I do? Like, what would... I don't know. Even... Would I like not have an arm?
If it's a guy, I give him some power, but I don't think I can punch a girl.
Yeah, good answer.
I won't do it.
I was asking Joe when I went to your fight because it was, I think Amanda Nunes was fighting and Holly Holm was fighting. Yeah. I asked Joe, I was like, why can't she just fight like one of the like lower weight or like, lower
huge.
cards? And he was saying that just like men can't fight women. Because it's just different.
It's just too different.
But even if you took like someone, say like, 20-year-old Chito and like current day Amanda Nunes.
I believe
do you think regardless of like training and like level, like it still is like, a totally different fight?
Yeah, like female badass UFC fighter can beat maybe a male guy.
Yeah.
Like for sure.
Yeah.
But a female badass cannot be a pro guy. The guy has to suck and be weak.
Yeah.
Because he's just different strength.
Yeah. I think especially with like fighting and probably the bone makeup and stuff like that. It's just
for
different.
sure. Yeah.
I want to fight. Oh, God, this is so annoying. I knew this would happen. I'm going to start taking jiu-jitsu again. Someone wanted to know, are you fighting again this year?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm targeting November to come back.
November. So that's pretty soon.
Yeah.
But you're ready.
I am. I was surfing all week.
Yeah.
I haven't sit down and eat shit.
tips to improve flexibility. Are you flexible?
I'm not yoga flexible, but I do a lot of yoga and I do gymnastica natural.
Oh, that's fun.
So I like to keep my body healthy, but I wish I could be more flexible.
Yeah. What's the special technique for your calf kick? Is there a special technique or just like fucking do it?
Fucking really. Just I will say kick the heavy back a lot to get some resistance in your legs. But at the end of the day, when you kick somebody, try to break his leg, basically. Like there's not too much into things. Like you drill the technique, you drill it so much. Like I would say this: you try to train perfect, to fight better, because perfect doesn't exist. So you try to do it the best you can.
Yeah, that's sweet. What do you do to keep motivated when you're not feeling a workout?
Well, that's in everybody's inside. Like you have to make sure you push yourself. You gotta make sure you are like you're not slacking. Like you gotta wake up every morning thinking you have work to be done. So you gotta find that thing that fire you up and fucking go. Don't be a bitch.
What besides me, who's your favorite comedian? You can give like 2 or 3.
Let me see.
If you don't want to just say one.
I will say Billboard is pretty fucking funny.
Oh yeah, he's great.
What's his name? Bert
Kreischer?
Yeah, I fucking always fucked up his last name. He's fucking good. What's the name of the black guy that do
Dave Chappelle?
He's fucking badass too, but the other one, the one that speaks slow and laugh weird.
Speak slow and
he always with Joe.
Weird. Oh, Ian Edwards.
That motherfucker is funny.
He's so
I
funny.
love him, yeah.
Yeah.
And I will say Joe is my number one.
Yeah.
But the other ones I named, they're pretty fucking funny.
I think the fight that I went to in Vegas after you won, you said, trained by day, Joe Rogan.
That was the first thing I said.
It was the funniest thing. And it's so funny because Joe's like sitting right against the ring, essentially. And then after you just like pointed at him, you love him.
I fucking like him, yeah. He's a fucking cool guy.
He's cool. He's like a legend. It's funny because I'm just like used to seeing him around at comedy clubs and like, you know, we're like friends, so it's
normal to you.
It's normal. And then when we went to the UFC, everyone's like looking at him being like, hey Joe, like, wow, Joe. Yeah, and I literally was like, oh my God, he's like a celebrity. And then I was like, oh, he is.
Like, yeah. I like him. Like, I've been following him since I was in Ecuador.
Yeah.
Like, before he came here, I was already like, fuck, this guy's a fucking badass.
Did you have Fear Factor in Ecuador?
No, I don't. I don't meet that Joe.
That's my Joe.
But I went, of course, when I get to know who he was, I went to watch YouTube and find things about him. But it's pretty fucking cool.
Are you like friends with any of the other fighters, like BFF type of friends?
I'm pretty cool with Jorge, with Bisping, with Rockhold. There's a couple guys that I'm pretty cool with.
Yeah.
Around in the sport.
Have you ever fought someone that you're close with?
No, never.
Would you ever?
I know. You know, actually, when I fought the guy from Argentina, we used to be friends before that, but then I asked to fight, you know, X guy, and they were like, the only fight available is this guy. And I told my manager, like, fuck, we're kind of cool, dude. I don't want to do it. And they basically put my back against the wall. They're like, if you don't take it, you're going to be sit down. I'm like, I have a newborn. I was like, fuck it. And then he started talking a lot of shit, like, fuck you, you're the worst friend. And he took it personal. And I was like, I'm not going to explain you what happened because, you know, this is not my job. So we fought.
Whoa.
And I finished him pretty bad, yeah.
Classic. What do you miss most about Ecuador?
Just the living. It's easy living. It's like, you don't need too much to live there. It's pretty fucking cool. The beaches are awesome. There's great waves. And my friends are fucking maniacs. Yeah.
Are you sponsored by Ruka?
Yeah, I work with them.
How did that happen? Are you the only fighter that...
No, like, BJ Penn is like the OG from Ruka. Like, he's like the actually first one. He's not fighting anymore, but he comes often, so we train. Who was his... Luke Rockhold was with Ruka too. He's with Ruka too.
Oh, okay.
There's a couple fighters.
That's cool. I feel like they work with a lot of cool people, like Matty Matheson.
Matty's a motherfucker.
Luke Davis. Do you ever surf with him?
I haven't surfed with him, but we did a photo shoot together like couple months ago before this fight.
Well, if they want to sponsor a female comedian who's kind of cute, let them know that I'm available.
Hey, check it out, man.
Okay. Please ask him where he gets his shoulder bags.
What is that?
I don't know. I thought you would know.
How I get my shoulders
back? Where you get your shoulder bags. Is that a thing? Shoulder bags?
Like a strap?
Oh, my.
Oh, is that what they're talking about? I thought it was like a UFC term, like an ice bag for your shoulders.
Like a funny, the funny bag that I had on Fight Week?
I'm sure Ruka probably
It's a Ruka one. Yeah, I have it in my car.
Yeah. What are they called, though? I just call it a fanny pack, and then I just wear it around.
Yeah, but this one, I'm pretty sure the one they're asking, I had it on Fight Week.
Oh, nice.
Because I had glasses.
Yeah.
My weed, my phone, my kids.
Are you allowed to do that?
I stopped like 2 weeks before the fight.
Oh, okay.
You have to stop, yeah.
Yeah. Because didn't one of the Diaz brothers get in trouble for that?
Yeah, but from what I understand, they were smoking like the day of the fight. That's like pushing it too much.
Yeah.
Like they say you're gonna stop 7 days before.
Yeah.
But everybody's different. So what about if I have some extra fat? You don't want to risk your money for fucking weed.
Yeah,
So I just 2 weeks before I stop.
That's all the questions I have.
Yeah,
I think. Did I miss anything? Is there anything I should ask?
No.
Okay.
You've hit pretty much everything.
I think I did great. Do you think I did good, or were these all questions that you've been asked so many times that you're just like, oh
Actually, this was better than the actual question because it's like a conversation.
Yeah.
Sometimes when like I've been doing interviews like a motherfucker,
know.
and they will be like, "What you say after the fight? Did you were mad because he was talking?" And I'm like, repeating the same and the same and the same. Sometimes I'm like, this wasn't the same. This was just a conversation.
Yeah. Oh, I did want to talk a little bit more about that, and then I'm done. Okay, I guess I kind of already talked about it. Like, when you're talking inside of the ring, is anyone ever, like, super nice and is like, are you okay?
Yeah.
I feel like that's how I'd be. I'd be like, okay, I'm gonna hit you. Just, like, be aware.
Maybe for fuck with you, maybe they were like, oh, you okay? Oh, you okay?
Yeah.
I guarantee you, if we go and watch many fights, we find a couple ones like that.
What is someone who doesn't know that much about UFC and stuff? What's like a fight that I should watch? Like, what's like the first fight I should watch to be like, this is a great fight?
Yeah.
Something like really entertaining.
Watch Dan Henderson Shogun, the #1. They fuck each other up. Watch Mark Hunt and Bigfoot Silva, the first one. They fucking bleed till death. I will give you a couple good ones. Watch Jose Aldo and Uriah Faber back in WEC.
I think that's good.
That's good because I'm a nerd.
I know. You could probably keep going.
I will open the book and I will go deep.
And then what's your favorite fight that you've ever done? Whether it was like pay-per-view or not.
I think the Brad Pickett fight in London. That was pretty fucking huge. It was a full pack O2 arena. I was the fight before the co-main event, and I'm fighting a legend, really tough guy that been in many wars. He's not scared to fucking bleed. He was his last fight, so he was motivated. In London, short notice, and I will say this before we let it go. I was coming off elbow surgery, so in the last 8 weeks, I had no visits to the gym.
Whoa.
As soon as the doctor cleared me, in the second week of those 8 weeks, he told me, you can run now. So I'm a nerd, I'm a maniac. I went back. So I was running hills 3 times a week, and I was doing squats very heavy twice a week. So 5 days in a row.
For your butt?
For my legs. Basically for your butt, because that's a good muscle to have in fighting. And I did 5 weeks of just legs. Yeah. Because I can do shit.
Yeah.
Then my manager, since of course I'm hurting for money because this is back in the day when I was starting, he told me like, hey, there's a seminar you can go to Japan for the troops. You just teach them, you hang out, you have a good time, they pay you for everything.
Oh, that's cool.
And it was like, I believe it was like $8,000. So $8,000 back then was like $80,000 right now.
Yeah.
So I was like, thank you so much. I went to Japan, did my job. Of course, you're in Japan. We eat sushi every night.
Yeah.
We drink beer. The fucking chicken katsu was the best in the world. So I was eating not good food. Because I was coming off a surgery. I was done. I was not fighting in 3 months. We flew back to LA and they called me, hey, you want to fight next Saturday? And again, I'm a nerd. I was like, fucking London? They're like, yes, Brad Pitt needed an opponent. I was waiting 162. This was 135. I had 9 days. The next morning, I went every day to the sauna 3 times a day. Literally, I was eating 1 egg in the morning, a piece of chicken for lunch, and a salad at night. And after each meal, I was going to the sauna. I wasn't able really to train. My arm was like this still.
Yeah.
I called the doctor, please clear me so the UFC can send me the contract. I cannot clear you, blah, blah, blah. I drove to the doctor. I said, motherfucker, I'm broke. I need to fight. I got a family. Just fucking clear me. The guy cleared me. We flew to London the next couple days. Every single media outlet was writing, Chito Vera look like a skeleton. He's going to die. Because I wasn't eating.
Yeah.
I was eating 1 egg every morning. And then I started the weight cut. I was, of course, dying. I got 25 pounds. I was weighing 140. And then my manager called the UFC. He's like, hey, we need to make a catch weight. If this kid tried to attempt to make 135, he's going to pass down. Fights cancel. Brad Pitt gets fucked. So Brad Pitt was like, you know what? It's okay, 140. Let's do it. And we went to a 3-round fucking war. And I landed a head kick in the last round. So people don't know what happened before the fight, but I didn't went to the gym 1 day.
Crazy.
Wild. And best fight I ever feel. Somehow. No training.
It's such a good fight to watch too. And then, okay, last question. Now that you're doing fights during COVID, there's no audience. Does that change like your attitude going into it? Because I feel like I get really hyped up by like people whooping and laughing and like adrenaline.
I think I'm friends with both. I like people yelling. I love to make them scream when it's a good fight. I think I've never been in a board fight. But now that there's no crowd, feels like it's more real. Like it's like me and you, motherfucker.
Yeah.
You can feel the energy. Both corners can listen to each other. He's like, hey, hands up. We're both here.
Yeah.
Hey, throw their left kick. I'm like, hey.
Is that confusing when you hear the other person? Are you like, wait, is that my people?
No, you know your people, 100%. But I feel it's when your instincts comes in play. Like, it's a fucking fight.
Yeah.
There's no public. There's no crowd. There's no bullshit. So it's like, hey, let's meet in the park at 3 p.m., motherfucker. Basically.
Yeah.
And since I have so many street fights, feels like back in the day. Like, I kind of like enjoy it.
Yeah, that makes sense. Thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
Is there anything you want to say? Instagram, anything?
Yeah, all my social media is Chito Vera UFC and fuck yeah.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you.